remember now. I'm sure I meant something at the time. No, I think, look, the thing about leadership is, it's just important to realize what leadership is ultimately about, because leadership is the same quality. You know, whatever walk of life you're in, whether you're a political leader leading a university, or you're leading a company, or a civic society, organization, and it's about being prepared to take the responsibility of decision making, and decision making is difficult, because I always say, when you decide, you divide. So the moment you end up taking decisions, people criticize you, they don't like it, and so on. But you know, my view is there are two types of people in life. There are those that do, and there are those that commentate. Right? And it's better to be a doer, not a commentator, really. And even though it's very difficult, and I don't advise anyone who's got a very thin skin to be in the business of leadership, it is actually very rewarding as well. And, you know, when I actually said that about no reverse gear, it was when people were wanting me actually to back away from reforms I was doing. And I wanted to say, no, I'm going forward. And, you know, you never achieve all the things you want to achieve as a leader, that's for sure. But your responsibility ultimately as a leader is to make those decisions. And you know, you won't always get them right. You make mistakes, but it's better to make the decision than to opt out. So I think that's what leadership's really about, and I learned that over time. I mean, you know, because I came to power, as I was saying to you, after a long period of opposition, I came to power wanting to please all of the people all of the time. Now, by the end, I wasn't sure I was pleasing any of the people any of the time. But ultimately, I came to disagree with that view of the leader. That actually your job is to step out in front and not to follow at a safe distance behind. So really, I guess that's what I meant.
You said the art of leadership is saying not saying yes. It is very easy to say yes.
Yeah. I mean, this is the yes. No, the way I always tell a leader is, you know, it's like, you learn this, and actually some of the student leaders will learn this pretty quick, that, you know, there always are two types of politicians as well. There's the person that can get up and rouse the crowd by telling them what they want to hear. I mean, that's not really leadership in here. Leadership is about being prepared to say there are priorities, there are choices. Here are the choices. You know, it's not about saying yes to everything. That's the easy thing to do and not the right thing to do. I mean, the trick is to say no nicely. And that's sometimes quite difficult to do, but I mean, that's what it's about. But in the end, by the way, I'm convinced the most successful leaders, and after all, I guess, you know, I won 3 elections and lose them. I mean, the most successful leaders, I think ultimately, and right now in our world with all its challenges, are the ones prepared to say, this is not the easy thing, but it is the right thing. And I do think in the end people respect that.
And the last question, and here we have many other questions for you. Mexico is a wonderful country with wonderful people. Unfortunately, few bad people are causing social unrest through time. However, even the majority of Mexicans are great people, hardworking, family-oriented. We are not well known for being really active citizens. Being yourself an eternal warrior against complacency. What advice, to close this session, can you give to all these leaders in front of us to fight against a tremendous complacency in our country?
Well, it's, you know, the security challenge is obviously huge, and it's a little similar actually to countries who face deep threats from terrorism as well. And it's very tough because you go through these periods where you think, is it worth it to have this fight? But I think in the end it is worth it and necessary. And, you know, the one thing I think for Mexico, as I say, you can sometimes do this easier from the outside. When the outside world thinks of Mexico differently today from, say, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. The outside world thinks of Mexico now as, you know, it's taking its place at the top table, really. And the thing is, when you reach this next stage of economic development, you know, the rules that govern a society, that common space, I mean, everybody's got to be subject to them. And you can't have groups of people living in a kind of subculture that say, we're not, you know, we'll do what we want to do. And that's, you know, important. I think it's important not just for your society, but for the next stage of economic development, that's true. So that, I think, is your big challenge. But I would meet this challenge with a certain amount of optimism. You know, you've come a very, you know, long way. It is a respected country today. And, you know, each country has its own challenge. I mean, we in our part of the world, we've got to make major changes and reforms to get our spirit back. You've kind of got your spirit now, and you've got to take it to the next level. So we've all got our problems in a different way. But ultimately, I just conclude with this. I mean, I'm an eternal warrior against complacency, but I'm also an eternal advocate of hope and optimism. I mean, I think there is every cause to be optimistic. Because, you know, we live in societies today where there is massive opportunity to prepare to make the right decisions and have the right leadership. And, you know, for you here in Mexico, one of the reasons I wanted this partnership with Monterrey Tech and wanted to come to Mexico is because, you know, I was looking from the outside saying, where are the interesting places to work in the world? This was one of them. So